My name's Lewis Spears. I'm a comedian. If you've seen clips of me performing live, you've seen my videos, you've seen some of my podcasts, you know what I do. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope you enjoy your stay. However, if you're easily offended, fuck off. Unsubscribe. I don't want you here. Comedy is changing. Jokes, if the wrong person hears them, are not jokes anymore. They're hate speech. And if they're not hate speech, they're microaggressions. If they're not microaggressions, they're offensive. And if they're not offensive, well, they're not funny. People who don't understand or even like comedy are trying to morph it into something that it's not. They're trying to change it into some kind of safe, vanilla, social justice, PC TED Talk that is called comedy because you have a couple of nose laughs in the middle of it. But mostly it's just some person telling you what to think. Except the audience already thinks that. So it's just a bunch of cunts in the same room agreeing with each other. Fuck that. I'm never gonna be that kind of comic. No, stop clapping. No, you're ruining my argument. But the problem is, that's the kind of comedy that mainstream media and networks love. If no jokes are being told and the only opinions being said is shit that people already agree with, no one's getting offended and no one's complaining to advertise. Mainstream media doesn't want real comedy. However, real people do. That's why, and you've probably already noticed, this year, 2019, I'm doubling down on YouTube because the future of comedy is not with mainstream media, it's not with networks. The way to build an audience is not to wait for some other guy in a suit who is not a comedian to pick you and then put you in front of an audience that is not yours and then just saying what you're told to say. That's not how it's going to be done in the future. The future of comedy is this. The future of comedy is stand-up comedians with their own audiences, their own networks built online, releasing videos, releasing podcasts, releasing stand-up clips directly from me to you. No middlemen, no networks, no nothing. All the time, for free, as often as possible. The power is now with the comedians. And if people get mad or offended, who cares? Fuck them. What are they gonna do? Complain to a network or a boss? There is no boss. I'm the boss. And I'm the best boss ever, right? I'm not gonna get fired for anything. I could show up to work tomorrow, have a wank at work, and I'd be like, great job, man, that felt awesome. Have a raise. But there is one obstacle facing this method of releasing content. I love YouTube. I think it's absolutely the future of stand-up comedy and kind of the present. I mean, I feel like I've already proved this. I've done 4 sold-out national tours of the country. I've even done the biggest crowd-funded comedy special. We broke a fucking world record with Death Threats Don't Scare Me. And that's purely with the connection that I've built up on YouTube from people watching my shit, directly from me to you. And you would think that breaking a world record with comedy might make networks interested. And, you know, they got interested. They had a look. I sent them the special. And all of them told me it was too fucking offensive for TV. So, this is where it's gonna live. This is the future of my comedy. And this is what I'm doubling down on. Here's the main obstacle that I'm facing. I'm not going to censor my comedy to please advertisers. I don't care about doing that. And yes, that does hurt me. The most recent example of this is a couple of days ago, I put up a video of me fucking with an anti-vaccine rally, right? Very funny video, hardly any swearing, no adult themes. However, the video had meaning behind it. And advertisers hate meaning because things with meaning have people who are offended by it because they disagree. Despite this, that video went mega viral. It got almost 1 million views in a couple of days on YouTube. However, it was not put on the trending page. It was also automatically demonetized. I appealed that decision. It was manually reviewed by a human and permanently demonetized. That's it. That video, across all of the social media platforms I posted it to, got more than 7 million views, and I made $300. And that's how much it cost me to make the video. But you know what? I don't care about ad revenue because I know 7 million people saw me doing comedy. That's better than anything you can get on television. And I did that from my fucking bedroom with a budget of $300. That's how much is possible doing this shit. That's why I know that the future of stand-up comedy is this: entertaining people for free all year. Because when it finally comes time for me to tour at the end of the year, I know you're gonna show up in force. I know you're gonna buy a ticket, and I know I'm gonna put on a fucking great show. You're gonna have an amazing night, and I'm gonna make enough money to last until I do it again next year. That's why I'm doubling down on YouTube, and instead of censoring myself and relying on ad revenue, I'm funding what I do through Patreon. In the first 2 months of this year, I decided to see what would happen if I actually focused on YouTube. What would happen if I really took this platform seriously? If I hired someone to help me make videos and I really doubled down and made it my priority. Because I'm gonna be honest, I started this shit in 2012. I've never made YouTube my priority. I've always had my sights set on multiple opportunities. But what would happen if I really doubled down on just this? And I'll tell you what happened. I've got all of the stats here. It's fucking amazing. It's been exactly 2 months since I started taking it seriously and focusing on it. In 60 days, I released 17 videos on my main channel. That's an average of 1 video every 3 days. If you followed me for a long time, I've barely ever done 1 a week. I put out 8 podcasts, a weekly radio show, which we pay our own money to get filmed and released for you guys on video and audio. I also put out a full filmed live show for free, as well as cutting down all of these things and distributing them across Instagram, Facebook, and everywhere else I post. After that experiment, the results are, in 60 days, I've grown more than 30,000 subscribers. We've achieved more than 3.5 million views, probably more if you add up all my channels and social media outputs. I've hit the front page of Reddit twice. It's 2 months in a row. That's fucking crazy. And that's just in 60 days. In 2 months, we have already achieved 50% of my yearly best record ever on YouTube. In 2 months of focusing on this shit. Clearly on every level, except monetarily, this shit is working. Real comedy is what people want. I know it's working, but not only that, I know I can do it better. Patreon is the backbone of all of this shit. It's how I fund everything. It's how I pay the guy behind the camera. I pay him 2 days a week to help me do videos. It's only 2 days a week, and look what we've achieved. What's your other job, man?
Red Rooster.
Red Rooster, right? Who pays better, Red Rooster or me?
You.
That's right. Let's get this cunt out of Red Rooster and in here 5 days a week so we can make some amazing shit. How big's our backlog at the moment?
Like 13 videos.
13 videos because I can only afford to pay him 2 days a week. Let's get this guy in here full time. Fuck Red Rooster, let's make comedy. What I really want from Patreon is a motherfucking budget to build an entire production studio machine built around producing real comedy with no fucks, no apologies, real comedy for free as often as possible to you. And I know this is possible. I just need this cunt to quit Red Rooster. I'm gonna continue doing what I'm already doing. Lou Review, Bi-Monthly Ball, podcast, all that shit is gonna keep rolling. Here's what I'm gonna do with the fucking budget, right? I wanna bring back Cooking Without Instructions, and I wanna do it properly. I wanna make it series, and I wanna hire out an entire kitchen for like 2 weeks, film 20 episodes in one go. I want to have the budget to be able to fly out guests to come and eat the horrible, probably poisoned food. I need about $300 to kill every other comedian in the country with my cooking every time I film something. Patreon is how we're going to do that shit. What else do I want to do? I also want the budget to be able to fly me other places so I can go to events, conventions, and film vox pops like the vaccine video, like the Comic-Con video. Those are expensive to do. I want to be a serial pest worldwide, not just within Melbourne. I also want to start my own brothel. Oh, hang on, sorry, that's a personal project, not a Patreon thing. That'll come later. Sorry, I don't know how that got mixed up. Patreon, here we go. I want to pay a team of people to film literally every stand-up comedy show I do, to come around with me when I tour, to get good audio, multiple camera angles. This is hard as fuck and expensive to do, but I know it's possible. I want to start releasing stand-up clips, heckler videos, crowd work shit regularly, every week if I can. But I need a team to do it because obviously I'm focused on performing. I need help. To get help, I need money. To get help, I need this cunt to quit Red Rooster. But mainly, I just want to do this as much as possible. I want to make as much comedy for you guys as I can. That's what I want to do. That's the fucking movement. I'm sick of waiting on networks. I'm sick of trying to make content that appeals to advertisers. My shit doesn't. It is no way for me to make comedy that advertisers like. Everything I put up gets demonetized. I'm done worrying about it. All I want to do is make shit for you guys. So if you want to support comedy, real comedy, join the fucking movement. All the information is below and in the top comment. A lot of people, when they're trying to get people to do something that has a recurring cost, they're like, oh, it's cheaper than a coffee every week. But Patreon, it's cheaper even than that. It's a couple of bucks a month. So we're gonna need a new analogy. How about it's join the movement. It's cheaper than a hand job from a Taiwanese ladyboy. And that joke just got this video demonetized. So, join the movement, become part of a community, support real comedy, help me do more for you guys. But most importantly, let's get this cunt out of Red Rooster and in here 5 days a week making shit. Thanks for your support. Information below. I'll see you soon.